I said, ESPN, can you do something for me? Yeah. Can you get rid of Max, boy, for me? ESPN, can you do something for me? Max Kellerman gets fired from ESPN, y'all. We got to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, reports just came out that Max Kellerman, along with others, have been laid off, released by ESPN. That's it. That's the news. I don't know what you want me to do. But my thing is this. Normally, I don't try to go out of my way to start stuff or kick a man while he's down. But I predicted this. I predicted this into apocalypse. And for once I was down with it. It felt good in the hood being around him. And for the first time, everybody let go. And the streets was death row. I wonder if ever got a ghetto. I predicted this. Y'all got to bow down to Ego Stradamus, the greatest, the best in the business. I keep telling you, I prophesize these things and then they happen. I told you Max Kellerman's show would be canceled. I had no specific knowledge of this. Nobody, dropped a dime and gave me insight. This was just a prophecy and I seen it coming a mile away. I could tell this wasn't going to last. Now, I can't speak for everybody because they let go of Van Gundy and Jalen Rose and things like that. But as far as Max Kellerman, his show on ESPN was trash. And the sad thing is this, old media is down bad. Max Kellerman in boxing was one of the top guys that I looked towards for good commentary way back when. And this was the beginning back in the HBO days. But I really truly believe over the years, Max Kellerman, I don't know what got into him. I can't really speak for another man in terms of what made them change. I could just tell they changed. And he became such a company man, weird talking points, and basically like Jim Lampley Jr. And I just knew that that's not the formula in today's boxing that's going to last. And boxing specifically, if you're supposed to be the connoisseur of boxing and your show is trash and you have a show called Max on Boxing, then that's not really good. I'm sure the ratings were bad. And I told you guys from the beginning, I'm a pioneer in this game, boxing in the digital space. Before everybody wanted to be podcasters and a ton of YouTube channels covering boxing, it was me covering boxing, not just like being at the fights with the weigh-ins and stuff like that. I created a lane where people would talk boxing. Well, I would talk about ego Weight Watchers, tell you what shape the fighters are in. You know, you got to look at the G files and the pedigree. But everybody wants to do it now. I get it. I made this pop. But guys like Max Kellerman is just like, you don't have enough. Your reach ain't long enough, Dunny. Like, you don't have enough to really justify a boxing show. Like, you really don't. I mean, I never watched Max Kellerman. The only times I would watch it, like I never routinely watch it, we'll say that. Only time I see it is if somebody was a guest and the guest said something, an actual boxer, like Teofimo was on or Devin Haney's been on, different things like that. Just to hear, I want to hear what the fighters had to say. But Max, as far as him, he would say weird things. I remember one time Max Kellerman compared Canelo to James Toney. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? James Toney, that's an insult to James Toney. Canelo's cool, but come on, don't do that. If you're really a historian of boxing and respect this sport and all that. Other weird comments. Mayweather beat Pacquiao, and he admitted that Pacquiao lost to Mayweather, but then he was still telling the boxing world that Pacquiao's still the greater fighter of this era. Like, so what's the point of them fighting if no matter what, even if he loses and you admit he loses, he still supersedes or trumps Floyd Mayweather? Why do people even fight? That's like if Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight to show you who's the best, and let's say Errol Spence wins and you say, oh, Terrence Crawford's still a much better fighter. I'm not giving that to Errol. I mean, why did they fight then? What was the point of an actual competition if no matter what, if Terrence Crawford wins, you're going to say Errol Spence is the greater current welterweight. If Terrence Crawford loses and Errol Spence wins, you're going to still say Crawford is the best welterweight. I mean, that defeats the whole purpose of competition. Why would we watch things like the Super Bowl if no matter, let's say the KC Chiefs win and you're like, nah, the Eagles are still better, or, you know, the Niners, they're a better team. Like, I mean, it's loser talk to me. And Max Kellerman did a lot of that type of stuff. He also had an agenda towards the PBC, and the funny thing is he invited Al Heyman to his show, and now he doesn't even have a show. Al Heyman doesn't do any interviews, so it's nonsensical to put in this offer. Why would he, if a person's known for being low key and clandestine, then why would they, if they chose to speak out, why would they go to you and you've been talking crazy about them every opportunity? Like, it doesn't make sense for you to be the first exclusive. If he were to give somebody an exclusive, it wouldn't be you, because you've been bad mouthing him, saying he's the cancer. Like, just stupid stuff, stupid agenda based stuff. Like, Terrence Crawford Errol won't happen because Al Heyman won't put his fighter in a fight where they have any inkling or chance to lose. And guess what? They're fighting in a month. And many people think Errol Spence can lose. So you can't say it's a bad fight or Al Heyman doesn't want to risk his chess pieces. But these are the agendas that Max Kellerman tried to get away with. So I can honestly see, and I did predict, because I'm Ego Stradamus, that this wasn't going to last. Nobody watched your show. As far as him on like First Takes and other stuff like that, he was expendable on that too, from what I've seen. And although I wasn't a regular, I've seen enough. I remember Max Kellerman said that Tom Brady was washed. And then Tom Brady that same season, that same year, won a Super Bowl. Like, he won a Super Bowl right after that. So how are you going to say Tom Brady is washed, he's the greatest quarterback, and then be horrifically wrong, and then Brady defies the odds again and gets another chip? I mean, you look crazy. So ESPN, in a recession, looking at their budget, looking at what people are bringing to the table, you got to bring something to the table in this game. Like, the thing is with me, I'm Boxingego. I'm ego. I'm not replaceable. There's no one that can fill in. Like, I give you guys voices and, you know, impressions. I'm the kid with the golden voice. There's no one that can replace that. I do video editing, graphics, and photos. There's no one that, and that's what I suggest to anybody who wants to do this. One, you got to keep it real. No one respects anything else or lesser. And then two, be unique and make sure you're not disposable by being as versatile as you can, like a triple threat, like a Jamie Foxx or something. He could play the piano. He's a pianist. He's an actor. He's funny. He's a comedian. He could do a serious role. That's how you win in this game, is you have to be versatile. So it looks like Max Kellerman's up out of here. We'll see what his next move is. Seen it coming a mile away, because I'm Ego Stradamus, the best in the business, and I'm out.